Hey, what's going on, y'all? I'm back, and I know y'all trying to get ready for the 4th of July and shit, so I ain't gonna hold y'all long. But I definitely want to make sure that we cover the last witness over here. And the last witness that I have for y'all is this guy right here, T-Streetz. Now, I know this gonna be a hot topic for some, but shit, it is what it is, man. Like, you gonna get it the way I give it to you, you know. And T-Street's name became popular in the ZackTV's case, and I'm gonna show y'all why. Now, when ZackTV was murdered, everybody wanted to know what happened to him. And then we got the high-rise footage, okay? And all we see is these guys in and out the car, motherfuckers, screaming and hollering and shit. And then the question became, who the fuck is that? We wanted to know who that was. But understand this, when we first got that high-rise footage, we didn't know who this was. It wasn't until I put up a video about Zach, and I found a video of him at the club the night he died, okay? And this was the last footage that he recorded onto one of his, I think it was his Instagram page. And in this footage, you see he got some guys in here, they names tagged on the motherfucking video, all that shit, okay? But then we got some information from a guy in Chicago. Remember this?
I ain't telling y'all, I know what y'all did, son. Y'all know what y'all did? Everybody in know songs, son. I believe that. Was gonna put a snippet of showing who them niggas was, but that's too much like snitching to me, son. Now I got the video in my phone, son. You feel me? With these niggas, nigga. Tag their names on it, nigga. Fuck going on, boy?
Yeah. Now, need I remind y'all, we got some smart motherfuckers out here in these YouTube streets. I promise y'all that. And all you had was a situation where niggas put two and two together. We took the information that was given to us by that guy in Chicago. Y'all heard him about the video, niggas being tagged in it. And then we compared it to the last video that Zach took with niggas tagged in it. I mean, shit, nigga, 2 plus 2 equal 4. Okay? I mean, shit, unless Zach recorded some other niggas and tagged them in the video. This was the video that we got. Okay? And when you think about what the guy from Chicago said, the video, niggas being tagged in it, and then we look at the video that came off of Zach's page, a niggas tagged in it. I mean, shit, nigga, in my opinion, this was a 2 plus 2 equal 4 situation. So it was kind of like, damn, he must be talking about these niggas right here. Had to be. Okay? So once we came to that conclusion, then, because understand this, when that guy from Chicago came out with that information, understand this, we were still trying to figure out who the fuck this was at the scene. We still didn't have a clue who this was running in and out of Zach's car. We didn't know. But then, the further we looked into shit, the group of guys from Zach's video matched the group of guys at the scene. And we went off of what they were wearing. And I know some people thought, some people thought we lost our fucking minds with that shit. Because we were saying that these guys, this group of guys was dressed like the group of guys at the scene. Some people thought that shit was ludicrous. And I ain't gonna even lie, I had people in the comments trying to shit on me. Like, because I mentioned white tees and shit. So they like, you know how many niggas be in the club in white tees? Like, nigga, I know that. But I'm talking about this group of guys. The group of guys in Zach's video and what they were wearing matched the group of guys at the scene. And that's it, and that's all, nigga. 2 plus 2 equal 4. But then, shit got hot around here. We wanted to know if any of these guys had anything to do with what happened to Zach. Whether it be, if they were the shooters, if they were part of the setup, whatever the case may have been, we had already placed these niggas at the scene. That part, we already had that part figured out, that they were there. Why were they there is what we began to question. And for me, T-Streetz stood out the most. Because don't get me wrong, I researched all them niggas that was tagged in that video. But T-Streetz stood out to me because what I found out about him was that him and Zach was real tight. You understand what I'm saying? Him and Zach was real tight. Zach was helping him promote his little music shit. You know, they out here getting this money together. And then even after Zach's murder, T-Streetz went as far as getting a tattoo in honor of Zach. Okay? But that still didn't answer the question as to why was he at the scene? What role did he play in all of this? We were still asking that question. And yeah, his name kept popping up. His name kept being thrown around. And then T-Streetz felt like he needed to go to the police station and tell us this.
Oh yeah, you know it's fuck these niggas, man. I ain't worried about these niggas. It's just they got the police coming knocking on my door because these goofy ass bloggers.
T-Streetz wanted people to believe that he was hemmed up at that motherfucking police station because the motherfuckers on YouTube said he was at the scene. And I didn't believe it. I didn't believe that. I'm like, what I pictured was police, him wanting us to believe that police showed up at his door and was like, yeah, some motherfuckers on YouTube said you was at the scene, nigga. We want to talk to you. No, that's not what the fuck happened here. But it sent social media into a frenzy. You understand what I mean? And for some reason, when I first saw this video that T-Streetz did at the police station, I just felt like this was a bad move. I didn't know why at the time, but I felt like oh my God, like this just was not a good move on his part. And then I woke up one day to the news that T-Streetz had been killed. And I ain't gonna lie, that shit shook me a little bit. You know what I mean? I felt bad. And then to know that he died on the day of Zach's funeral, I mean, all kind of shit went through my head, man. You know? But social media went crazy with that shit because then what you heard was, oh, some YouTubers got him killed. Like, y'all got him killed. Y'all got blood on y'all hands. Like, what? Like, nigga, are you serious? Like, no, that ain't what just happened here. But then, after T-Streetz died, his family began to speak. And this is one of the posts that caught my attention. And I'm going to read it to you. This post was made by T-Street's cousin named Rachel. And this is what she had to say. She said, I'm going to say this, then I'm going to delete this post. His family went off the fact that my cousin was in the car with Zach when he was murdered. Then they saw a video of my cousin and Zach's other friend get out of the car and get in another car. They never asked him what went on and why he left. When Zach was shot, they checked Zach 3 times to see if he would respond, but he was already dead. My cousin immediately called his dad and my older brother when the shooting happened before he got out of the car. My cousin left because he already has 2 felonies and is on papers. He couldn't stay for the police. The car that they got in was his homeboy baby mama car. There has been rumor that he got into the shooter's car. The shooter drove a black Chevy. His homeboy baby mama was trailing them the whole time, so she was right there when everything happened. And what you see in the video is them after they checked to see if he was already dead or alive, and he didn't respond. So a couple things stood out to me about this post, and the most important, to me anyway, was the fact that she confirmed to us that not only was T-Streetz at the scene, he was a fucking passenger in Zach's car. You understand what I'm saying? She just said that he was a passenger in Zach's car. Then she also said there was another nigga. So she's basically telling us 2 niggas was in the car with Zach when he was shot and killed. Okay? Then she said that Zach's family went off the fact that they saw them getting out of Zach's car and getting into another car. Now, I didn't see no video of them hopping out of the car. Now, I seen the video of them going back and forth and shit. But I was wondering, like, what video did they see? You know? But then she says they never asked T-Streetz what went on. So she's basically telling us that Zach's family has a problem with the fact that this nigga was a passenger in Zach's car, and they saw that nigga jump out and jump in another car and get the fuck up out of there. Okay? But another thing that stood out to me was the fact that she said T-Streetz called his dad and her older brother when the shooting happened, but before he got out of the car. So think about this shit for a minute. So the shooting takes place. T-Streetz had time to make a fucking phone call? Like, that part just confused the hell out of me. So he made a phone call before he got out of the car. Oh, okay. But then she says that the car that they got in was his homeboy baby mama car. And then I got to thinking like, okay, well then that was who the fuck we heard at the scene screaming, no, no, no. Because remember, we heard a female, but we didn't see a female. I mean, shit, she was in the car. She was driving the car. She never got the fuck out. Some YouTubers even pointed out the fact that the vehicle that they left in, the brake lights stayed on. So that tells you that somebody stayed in the fucking driver's seat. She's telling us that it was the baby mama. Okay? Then she tells us that the shooter drove the black Chevy. So I'm like, okay, so we suspected that, but we wasn't sure. You know what I mean? But, I mean, I thought I saw some guys checking that black Chevy and then hopping in the car with the rest of them niggas. I mean, am I right? His cousin gave us a lot of information. And understand this, we didn't find this shit out until after T-Streetz died. But trust and believe that niggas in Chicago already knew what it was. When I first started doing them videos with Zach, when I started to talk about the video footage, I can't tell you how many emails I got from motherfuckers in Chicago that was already putting T-Street's name out there. They was telling me that T-Streetz was in the car with Zach. But I had nothing to substantiate that. I didn't, to me, it didn't fit at that point. Okay? But then once I seen this post by T-Street's family, I'm like, okay, so yeah. Them emails that I got, them motherfuckers wasn't wrong. So trust me when I tell you this. Motherfuckers in the streets up there in Chicago already knew what it was. And ain't no doubt in my mind that the police knew too. That's why they went looking for him. Think about it. They found out that that nigga was a passenger in the car. That's why they went looking for him. Not because of some fucking YouTubers. They went looking for him because at that moment, he was a witness. He was a witness to this shit. Yeah, they want to talk to him. I mean, think about the Kanika Jenkins case. They interviewed everybody at the motherfucking party. They interviewed people they thought was at the party. Why? Because at that time, those people are considered witnesses. And it's the same thing here. That's why they went looking for him. So when I seen him go to the police station and I heard this shit right here.
How you doing? They looking like we don't know no.
This gentleman right here in the red shirt was the witness to the ZackTv shooting. Oh yeah. 750 South Park. Mm-hmm. Okay, so he's a witness to that. Delaney asked me to bring him up here.
Out here, that's central.
Because this is where they were willing to come.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they when I got a phone call saying he wanted to come in, he didn't want to go to 51st. He wanted to come here.
Let me see you once today.
He's on the way. We can go down here to the side.
Yeah, and this is his dad and his brother.
Y'all heard what she just said. She clearly stated that the guy in the red shirt, which is T-Streetz, was there as a witness. So they knew something. They knew enough to classify him as a witness. And then y'all heard what she said. He called them and told them he wanted to come in. It didn't sound like he was in there denying, like, I don't know no shit, I wasn't there type shit. They had already classified him as a witness. So I wonder why they did that. What did they know at that point to classify him as a witness? What, because he was a passenger? Yeah, that sounds about right. So a lot of other things became suspect to me. And then y'all remember this little shit right here?
Else was here? That was with Zach there last night. Stop in the back. Crazy. Stop in the back. The problem being outside again. Right. Hey, bro. So it was like two cars out there, man. Like, so the car that pulled up on them. Oh yeah. So it was like a car backed them up. I'm on live. I'm about to cut this out. Oh, okay, my bad.
I know y'all heard that nigga in the background. While T-Streetz was on live, that nigga in the background said something like, so when they pulled up on Zach. To me, that's another piece to the puzzle. Because understand this, T-Streetz didn't want him to go no further with that motherfucking conversation. That's why he like, nigga, I'm on live, nigga. Like, shit, watch what you say, nigga. That's what that was right there. That's why dude was like, oh, yeah, oh, shit, nigga, my bad. Yeah, that meant you was talking too motherfucking much. And he had that shit on live. Again, he on live with more information. You understand what I'm saying? So whether you believe T-Streetz was part of the setup or not, I think we can all agree that he was a witness. He was. And then, like, when I thought about the bullet holes in Zach's car and then found out that T-Streetz was a passenger, you know what that told me? That whoever shot in Zach's car, they didn't give a fuck about T-Streetz neither. They didn't give a damn about his life. Couldn't have. So, in my opinion, when he was able to walk away from this scene, he was a dead man walking. Let's keep it 100. He knew some shit. And then he thought it was a good idea to go on live in the police station and have motherfuckers in the background confirm that he's there as a witness. So y'all know how niggas in the hood be. Motherfuckers think he in there talking. Y'all remember that saying, leave no witnesses? Yeah. I mean, I hate that he had to go out like that. You know, and his family member told us that Zach's family felt some kind of way. So then when we started talking about the post that Zach's mother put up, and let me just tell y'all this real quick. I watched the video, and I can't remember dude's name, but he was talking about the post that was made by Zach's mother. And he was like, oh, nah, that was she was talking about niggas in general. She was talking about, like, all the guys in Chicago. I'm like, no. I mean, if you read this statement right here, this wasn't no blanket statement. This wasn't no general statement. She was pointing her finger at a nigga. That's what that looked like to me. Now, I do agree, no, she didn't mention no names. But this wasn't no blanket statement, though. In her mind, she knew who the fuck did this or who took part in what happened to her motherfucking son. I mean, so, you know, I want to say rest in peace to T-Streetz and to Zach. You know, and hopefully we can get justice in both of these motherfucking cases. Because I want to know what happened. And I'm going to stick with this shit until some shit shake. You understand what I'm saying? So y'all ride with me because we're going to stay on that shit. And for my J4K people, just know that I got some more shit coming for y'all, you know, about Kanika, you know. But I just wanted to make sure that I put this information out there. In this next video, we're going to sum up these witnesses because I found some similarities and I found some differences in these statements, man. And I'm telling y'all, if y'all been paying attention to these witness videos, y'all can probably see where I'm going with this shit. Okay? But y'all, I just want y'all to ride with me because I'll be back and I got some more shit for y'all. Put this shit together, man. Let's go.